What we're doing in Climeon is that we are doing waste heat recovery. So we use waste heat of around 80 to 100 degrees and convert that into clean electricity. So there is a number of applications for that. And one of the application areas that we focus on a lot is on marine projects on board ships. There's a lot of waste heat on board ships. So we can recover that part of that excess heat from the engine and convert that into electricity. So that can reduce the fuel consumption of ships with up to 5%. So that would then decrease fuel consumption on board ships and also reduce CO2 emissions. So that is one of our focus areas. And our systems will now be applied, for example, on ships being built in South Korea. And there's a lot of initiatives also in the maritime market now to have more biofuel on ships and use that as the fuel. And then it gets even a higher value of reducing fuel consumption on board these ships and cut CO2 emissions. And other areas that we focus on is, for example, industrial processes. So here in Europe, there's a lot of industries that have excess heat that they can recover and produce electricity at their site. So they become more energy efficient and does not need to buy as much power from the grid. We will continue to focus on both of those two application areas because it's such a huge potential, both on board ships and also in the industry segment. But then there's also a lot of potential to recover waste heat and produce more sustainable power, both in the energy sector and also, for example, in geothermal power industry. So that is additional industries that we will work more on later on. I mean, the world needs more power and the world also needs to get away from fossil fuel. So we need to produce more electricity. But the fastest way to go to net zero is, of course, to use the energy that we already have more efficient and use the resources already that we have and use those more efficient. So if we can use more of the waste heat that we already have today, which is just going into the atmosphere, and use that and recover that to produce more sustainable power, that's easily done. It can be applied quickly. Our technology can be implemented from decision until it's up and running. It can be applied within 12 months. So it's quick to get those energy efficiency done. And it can also be done in a cost-efficient way with payback times of less than 5 years. So that is a fast way for industries to be more sustainable and cost efficient.